Hi, and welcome to Astro Bites for Friday, the 30th of August, 2024. Let's see what the cosmos wants to tell us today. Well, the moon that has been residing in its home sign of Cancer finally leaves Cancer today, later in the day in Europe, and in the morning and early morning for East and West Coast America, and it moves into the fixed and fiery energy of Leo. How does this affect us? Because what is interesting is that the moon is in opposition as it moves in to transiting Pluto, transformational Pluto, Pluto that is all about endings, beginnings, and huge change, retrograde at the 0 degree of Aquarius, just before it gets ready to move back into Capricorn, which it will do so on Sunday, Monday. So this tension between the moon and Pluto, how is this going to affect us today? Well, I think we start the day with a kind of expectancy, as if we are waiting for some kind of, it's almost like we can sense that there is something unfolding. Maybe our overthinking from Mercury, now direct in Leo, in its shadow, we are overthinking things and dramatizing a situation that really is actually quite ordinary and normal. But because we have a little piece of information, or we're waiting to hear about something or someone, we are creating all sorts of scenarios in our head, which probably have absolutely nothing to do with the reality of the situation. So we have to kind of step back from that and stop it, because I just want to say that if it is something to do with, say, a significant relationship, because the sun, remember, is in Virgo, and the sun in this event chart is in the 7th house. Therefore, we're overthinking it. We are seeing things perhaps in a distorted way, and we just need to step back and stop our ruminating. And actually, it will all get resolved over the next couple of days, because there is so much going on in the heavens for the next few days that anything you might be worrying about today is really going to seem rather irrelevant by tomorrow. So let's see what else we've got going on, because the moon also in this 0 sign or part of Leo is making a lovely trine to Neptune that is retrograde in Pisces at the 29th degree of Pisces. So what this is telling us is that, please move into the positive, it's trine, the positive, and use your imagination in a creative way. Sometimes we have to allow, if you remember that word I had for the day, I think it was yesterday or the day before, which is about allowing our daydreams to kind of play out, to go with the flow and run with our imaginations, and sometimes allow ourselves not to put boundaries on what we imagine. Because you know what? Sometimes what we imagine does actually happen, but not the negative of when we're overthinking. Remember, what you focus on, you attract into your life. So if you want to attract a good outcome to whatever issues are going on in your life at the moment, think about it in a nice, see it happening in a nice, lovely, happy way. If you want to focus on the negative, then you would approach the situation coming from a place of lack and anxiety, and you'll probably say all the wrong things and do all the wrong things. So bear that in mind. Let's also just have a think about Venus that has, of course, moved into the beginning degrees of the sign it rules, Libra. Now, Venus, remember, is about love, relationship, self-worth. It can also be about the economy, finance. And I think in this particular chart, because it's actually making a very helpful sextile to the moon in Leo, is saying, what are you worrying about? Everything's cool. Everything is really good, actually. And also, the vertex, this kind of trigger point, remember, is still trining Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. So something is going to be triggered. If it hasn't triggered already, just be a little bit patient. Saturn is making a loose opposition because it's soon going to be in opposition directly with the Sun in Virgo. Saturn is asking us to slow down. So basically today, it feels like we have to just slow down, take it easy, kind of get out of our heads, get out of our own way, as I often say, and allow what needs to unfold to unfold. Please let the divine work out the details of the ideas and the plans that you have that you want to manifest. Now let's come on to our word for the day. And as I said, this, excuse me, is really quite an interesting word. And it's not a word I've used before. And it's not a word that we particularly like to ponder upon, but it's jealousy. And not just jealousy, but envy. Because first of all, envy is something that we can feel on a very unconscious level. And I think because the astrology is kind of not bringing instant results today, and if we are overthinking situations in our life, we may start feeling resentment and anger and envy and jealousy about someone or something that doesn't even exist, that doesn't even bear thinking about. So what is the difference between jealousy and envy? And why is it so difficult to tame these emotions, to hold them back, to keep them somehow in check? Because it's almost impossible to not feel envious or jealous at some point in our life. Jealousy is usually quite obvious because we see what others have and wish we had it, but do not know how we can somehow manage to attain it. And we can spend a lot of time going round and round in circles and envying what others have rather than looking at what we have got and looking at what we could do to bring what we think we want into our lives. Now, jealousy is, jealousy and envy, as I said, are often unconscious. If we are able to say, do you know what? I think you look amazing today. And I'm sure there are many of you out there that actually do look amazing today. And I might say, oh gosh, I wish I could look as good as you. Or I really wish I had a beautiful outfit like you have, or beautiful accessories, or beautiful hair like you've got. We've got the moon in Leo. Leo can be about the hair and making it look gorgeous and glamorous. And, if we say it, if we get it out there, our jealous or envious feelings, it dissipates it. It makes it easier to manage. But if we keep it inside, then it festers. And the only person it hurts is us. So I want to leave you with a quote from Nelson Mandela, which, and I don't know why I've used this word today. I just think of them and I write them down and I bring them in to the Daily Astro Bites. But I bet you there will be somebody out there, or a few of you out there, that really needed to hear this today. You might be on the receiving end of jealousy and unconscious envy. Unconscious envy can be so destructive. Oh, you'll never get that. He'll never give you what you think you want. You won't enjoy it anyway. He's not right for you. She's not right for you. She will make you unhappy. All those kind of comments that we get. That'll never work out. All those kind of comments that people who are envious of perhaps us actually having our dreams fulfilled. And what it does sometimes is it prevents us from taking the steps that we need to take forward to attain our dreams. Because there's also, and I was about to give you the quote, but I'm just carrying on for a minute. There's also the fact that what we will do is to avoid unconscious envy. We will hold ourselves back. We will not, we will try not to incite the envy of others. So we will subjugate our personality. We will dim our light. We will try not to shine. We will maybe placate or agree with the person that shoots down our dreams and ideas. So that's what I wanted to say. And this is the quote I want to leave you with. It was Nelson Mandela that said this, and it's beautiful. And I'm sure a lot of you know this one. Resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it'll kill your enemies. I guess that's where we need to stop today. So on that note, thank you so much for joining me for yet another Astro Bite. Have a wonderful Friday. Thank you so much for all the comments, the likes, the new subscribes. You really are an awesome lot, and it really means a lot to have your support. So on that note, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow for another Astro Bite. Bye for now.